Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today we're going to be doing something slightly different. We are going to be featuring a budget deck kind of geared to getting people into the Historic format on MTG Arena. For those of you who aren't familiar, Historic is the Eternal format, basically all the sets that have been in Arena plus some injected straight to Historic content. So it does tend to be a bit pricey to get in for some of the top tier decks, but really what I want to feature is some kind of cheap decks that you can play, try to build up your collection, and then kind of convert it into more of the like tiered decks ideally. This one here isn't a direct correlation to like a tier 1 deck, but it is a deck that could steal wins. We are featuring it in best of 1 to kind of get around the algorithm to smooth out your hand draws. And this is a mono red Cavalcade of Calamity deck. So I've featured Cavalcade decks a number of times as a budget deck. I think it's a very good and like easier deck for newer players or just new to Historic to get a hold of. Effectively, whenever you attack with a creature with power 1 or less, Cavalcade deals 1 damage to either that planeswalker or creature depending on who you're attacking. So what we're trying to do with this deck is play a bunch of cheap 1/1s or 1 power creatures. Once they attack, you can buff their attacks. It's just a trigger on the attack, so that'll be notable. So this list here has only 7 rares, and really 3 of them are lands that you can just replace with basic mountains. So what we have is one of the new cards from Kaladesh. This is Bomat Courier. It's a kind of innocuous 1/1 artifact, haste. When it attacks, you exile the top card of your library, and then you can pay red mana, sacrifice Bomat Courier, put all the cards exiled under it into your hand. So it's a way to kind of refill your hand after you dump everything onto the board. You have Fanatical Firebrand, which can be used as removal or just like kind of target something. Then we have Scorch Spitter. Whenever it attacks, deals 1 damage, so kind of a Cavalcade built in. And then you have Chandra's Pyreling. So this creature here, whenever a non-combat source is dealt damage to your opponent, it gets +1/0 and double strike. So the Cavalcade trigger will trigger this in this case. Then we kind of have the support cards to the deck. You have Infuriate, which is a 1 mana 3/2, so it's almost like a lightning bolt that you can get unblocked that helps you trade up as well. Pillar of Flame and Shock both do 2 damage, Pillar of Flame being sorcery but has the upside of exile. Spikefield Hazard, another burn spell that also happens to be a land. This lets us play a lower land count. And then we have Forbidden Friendship. It's a 2 mana, create 2 tokens. One of them has haste, which is notable as well. And then some light up the stage just to refill our hand. So ideally what you want to try to do is dump some creatures, play a Cavalcade, attack in, ping your opponent to death. Other cards you can play if you have them are like Chandra 3, Acolyte of Flame, makes a continuous source of 1/1s. If you're a heavier creature build, you can also play Annex. When they die, then you get the creatures back. But really with this list, we're playing only 16 normal lands and then 20 if you include the Spikefield Hazards. So I thought we'd try this out. Do let me know on the onset in the video if you do enjoy this kind of newer to Historic content to see how it plays out. And we can jump in it. As always, if you do enjoy the content and you're catching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know when we go live on Twitch, as always, you can follow. These are all free ways to help support the channel. And as always, if you do have any recommendations, decks you'd like to see, stuff like that, do drop a comment. Playing Shattered Dreams. So best of 1, if you're not familiar with Historic, tends to be a bit more of an aggressive format. I'm not crazy about this hand, but I think we keep it. We can go Pyreling. I think we still keep it. So we tend to see Goblins, mono red decks, Gruul's another kind of deck that you'll see. So even if as a 2/2, we should still be fine here. So I think we still play out the Pyreling here. Okay, so this is kind of a brew that the opponent's on. Okay, so we have Infuriate. So drawing our only 2 tap lands has been a bit awkward. Does this get Trample? Just gains double strike. So let's play this tapped. Just deciding now if we want to attack our opponent. So we can give it double strike. I think we just go in. Hey Dragon King Cole, yeah, I'm trying it out. More of a budget version of the deck. We'll see if we could punk them out next turn. They look to be on some sort of stompy style green list, which may be a bit of a problem. No blocks here, not worth losing this potentially. Okay, so no creatures yet. I think I want to Pillar of Flame this now before attacks, just because it can get bigger afterwards. So now we get this double strike happening, and these get pretty big. It's pretty aggressive by the opponent to just take that damage. They go Collected Company. Yeah, this is something I wanted to try out. It's another 1-drop that can burn for 2. It was more just seeing what we have like availability for. We'll play a couple games, see. It might just be better off being just like another creature. Okay, so they're just dead. Let them know we always had it. And this is where we didn't even start with a 1-drop this game. Burn them out, burn them out. So 3 lands, throw a bunch of damage at your opponent's face, get him dead real quick. We'll run through a handful of games with this, see what we like, what we don't. Pillar might be on the short list. Yeah, I wanted to test out some decks, see how they go. We made Mythic, so we might as well have some fun. So this hand is a little bit suspect, but hope we draw one more land. We have Light Up the Stage as well. We are in a bit of trouble if we don't. Fervent. Okay, let's see what we get here. Yikes. Well, we're gambling with low land counts, so it's bound to happen at times. They have Stomp. Roberto. And they, of course, hit our land. Okay, cool. So I can actually clear their board, which I think is pretty good for us. Or I think what we do, let's Pillar here and play out Scorch Spitter. What I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to block on the Burning Tree and then kill the Fervent Champion. Oh, that's not cool. Do you know what doesn't line up well for us? A bunch of 1/1s into a Chain Whirler deck. Yeah, I think we're dead. Nah. First strike, this gives 3/2, still dies. Alright. We don't play well with Chain Whirler. This is kind of like a critical mass deck. You want to get going quick. We unfortunately did not. Fervent Champion is something you might want to consider as well. It might be better than the Pillar of Flame. But I do like having access to 8 1-mana deal 2s. But I think if we hit the line on 2, we're a little bit better position, but without hitting land on 2, we're not going to do too much. Okay, we'll keep this hand. So I think we get this going early. These spike fields have not been great. Okay, that's nice, because now I get to go this. Then we get to go this and then hold up spike field or the discard. Probably have a burn spell here. Cavalcade off the top is also really good. Jaya's Greeting. Ask and you will be rewarded. I think I'm okay to play one of these, because if we get an untapped land, I can also pump without committing more to the board, which is nice. It just looks like some sort of Boros-y aggro style deck. So I can just spike field here. You have to be comfortable letting your things die in this deck. Everything is kind of replaceable. Now, don't need too much more. This is kind of a weird, a Johnny's Welcome Legion Warboss Goblin style deck. Perfect. So that's 5 damage off the triggers. Machine gunning them. See if we draw a burn off the top. Nice and quick. If you're looking for a big red deck, King Cole, I was playing the Chandra, big red Chandra, or like medium red Chandra. I have it on my Aether Hub. This deck was pretty good. I went like 7-2 with it, and helping me get to Mythic. It's kind of a mid-rangey style deck. All right. Let's take a look at this, see if we want to make any changes. I think I might go down 1 spike field, up another mountain. I think otherwise Infuriate's fine. I might actually try this Cunning card. Or no, the Satyr one. There's one that makes a token. This one. It just creates a Satyr and then you can exile 2 cards. Let's try that maybe. Because this, if we start running out of gas, we can just start exiling cards from our graveyard. Let's try this one out. Not bad. 2-1. We got mana. We got a little bit of a stumble on mana in the second game. The Bush Kangaroo. Big thing in this is going first, which we've been doing a fantastic job with doing so. I usually like getting this going as early as possible. Okay, Grim Lavamancer. So I actually think we kill this. This is going to be a problem for our deck. I'm actually just going to take this opportunity to light up the stage. So we can play this as a land if we don't get anything else. They could have burn here. Not the end of the world. Soul Scar. Actually kind of annoying. Okay, so we can double Spike Field Hazard it. See if they block. Let's just throw some damage at them. This is the only downside. Like against mono red, they're going to have a lot more proficient burn. We're kind of trying to pick on these slightly slower decks. So we can Spike Field Hazard. Jeez. And they are certainly going off. They have 2 cards in the graveyard that they can target with. Let's see if they block funny. So they're going to trade like that. So I can Infuriate here. And then Spike Field Hazard that. This takes those off the battlefield. So then next turn I can potentially just get another card off this. Hoping that's not a burn spell. Okay, that's fine. Let's land. So the question is, do I want to potentially trade this? I think we just keep trading here. Okay, so we want to dodge burn for 1 turn so they can't kill our Bomat. I'm just going to take this damage. Okay, Bomat Courier is fine. Okay, we got Shock. With the double strike, it's interesting because that gives a 4, but I think we want to take the Robber of the Riches off the battlefield. We'll see how they block. So we'll do this. Activate this. We get 3 cards back in hand. Hey Titans, it's going well. How about yourself? I guess I could block here, but then they can pop it and draw a card. I think we just kill it. What have you been playing recently? PS5? Are you giving it any magic? Should Should we do this? Gives us an extra point. I saw you guys got nut drawed by your opponents. Nice. Took him out. Three and one with a 7 rare special. Yeah, I finished yesterday around 5:20. We were playing Teamer Elementals. You might like this. This Gruul deck got me to Mythic pretty quick. I was like modifying DZs, but it ranks up pretty solid. Doing some budget-friendly historic decks to get started. Figure historic, when you look at these deck lists, it's like 40-50 rares and mythics, so let's see what a budget deck can push us into. This hand's a bit of a trap, I think. We don't have 1-drops, and I think that's where we need to be. We are on the draw. Maybe we keep. Let's try. We could burn their first thing. Worst case, I just start pointing stuff to their face. Not quite sure what the opponent's on. Simic Flash, maybe? Jeez. Well, if we ever draw a creature, watch out. Oh, this is probably 9 lives. Yep. So I'm going to hold the burn for now. This deck can actually put a lot of triggers on them pretty quick. We're also a 17-line deck, to which I proceeded to draw most of my... So they might actually be dead if we draw a haste creature. I think we hold the burn this turn. Nope. So now we can't win. Nah, it doesn't matter. We can't win. No, not in this version. It's like straight budgety. We needed the haster last turn. If we had the haster last turn, it would have been a good chunk. So if you're not familiar with the Solemnity combo, Solemnity makes it so counters can't be put on permanents. And then 9 lives says you replace damage with counters. So Solemnity voids that so they could effectively never take damage. There's one way around it for mono red, and that's Bone Crusher Giant, which prevents the damage from going through. Similarly, if you have Questing Beast in Gruul, it's another card. So Gruul's actually really well positioned against the 9 lives combo. So at that game there, we can't win. The opponent will eventually win. So instead of wasting time, we just pack it up, go to the next one. We needed the card like a turn earlier. Okay, so Jagantha is probably the combo deck with the Simic combo. So we have a burn spell here we can use. No, it's Rakdos Sack. Interesting. Well, if we can use this Pillar of Flame on a cat, it'll be nice. Dreadhorde. Okay, so we're just gonna let this go through. So I'm gonna attack first. Then I'm going to Pillar Flame, and then I'm going to play Chandra's Pyreling. Yeah, 9 lives is really good. That's what I qualified for MIQ with last month. So we'll do this. Since it's sorcery speed, this forces them to sack. They'll deal 2 damage to one of our spitters. That's fine. At this point, we're not really going to catch a cat, so... Okay, Mayhem Devil. Can I kill them? It's a very real question. So if they don't block, I can make this 5. So they do have to actually block here. And they'll sack and kill this. Which is fine. So we'll let that go through. Just end the turn here. I want to shock what they have if possible. Get them to tap down on their turn. That's fine. So another devil's kind of annoying. They do need to sack this though. Which means now my dude can trade with the devil. So they need to block here. I'm unfortunately a point of burn short, and I do think we need to take devil off the battlefield. The unfortunate thing, like that claim was really backbreaking for us. And cat's super annoying here. Cat's probably enough to get us. Just because they're going to gain the life now each turn. They smartly play around that. So we're just going to put the point of damage here. I guess I could have held this back one more turn. Because they can block, let this die. So maybe I should have waited to attack till the next turn. Need to just try. The double devil really hurt. I don't know what more we'd have. I guess Forbidden Friendship. Oh, no. Now it doesn't matter what we do. They just machine gun us. Forbidden Friendship does 2. But it's only 1 haste. And then they just shoot down whatever I play. Plus they can gain 3 life. Yeah, we're not coming back. This matchup's tough. We're a deck full of 1/1s. And they could basically shoot us down at any point. Close. Had we... If we got the claim off like a turn earlier, but Cat kind of chump blocks us till no end. Playing Lucas. Opponent goes first. Burn spell into Pyreling. If they have Stomp, it's a little annoying. I think we still do it. The opponent already was beating us by going on the play as a red deck. Okay, so we got Forbidden Friendship, which we can play out. We can go Pyreling here, which I also like. I think I want to keep this Pyreling. Okay, let's attack first. Just play this out. Oh, they're goblins. Oh, they're going to take a lot of damage next turn. Oh, I wish we had one more land. So that's 2 damage. Nah, so that's 2 damage. That puts it up to double. I think we still do this. That hits him for a bunch. If we had one more land, we would have had him lethal. I think we still play this out tapped. They don't have a haste enabler, which is notable. This was a very slow start from goblins. They have Wily, so if we Forbidden, it gives us 2 creatures. They block 1. We go Shock. I go in. So if I do this, they can still Muxus. So I can Shock this. Then I can't Infuriate, which is a little awkward. So I think what we do is we just attack. Just do this. And then shock him. Taking down goblins. Got him. Nice and easy. What are we at with this deck? Let's see. Crack our pack. Length. So we're 4-3 with the deck. On the play we do well, on the draw we do not so well. Infuriate was actually pretty good there. Lets us push through damage. The Satyr's Cunning might just be a little too cute. Maybe what we can look at is... I also don't like these Forbidden Friendships. They seem kind of bad. Let's go more 1-drops. There's the... So this one deals damage equal to its power. So you can go pump it and it can deal damage. If Fervent's not bad, it's another haste threat. I think I like the ones with haste more. So let's see what has haste. Oh, there's the one that can't be blocked. Where are you? This guy, Tin Street Dodger. Let's try that. Tin Street's in. Like that game, we kind of came close, but we're at a little bit of an odds because we didn't have the extra mana. Tin Street lowers our curve. Gives us a pseudo unblockable. Yeah, I forgot about that in the earlier builds. Calm Blue Ocean meets Crazy Chaotic Mono Red. Alright, Luris means we are probably playing auras and we don't have a burn spell. So let's see what we can do. Auras for our build's probably pretty rough because we don't have enough burn to really interrupt their kind of chain. Also, we don't have Soulscar Mage. Go Courier. Well then, I think I'd rather see Rakdos. Our hand was not well equipped to deal with auras. So the thing is, they're going to have stuff like Fatal Push that we need to be mindful of. So they know about this. Let's get one out. This will let us potentially attack into a, what's its name? Arcanist. Excuse me. Not enough coffee today. Young Pyromancer. See if they want to block here. I think at this point, I'm fine just throwing some damage at them and then Bomat Couriering at end step. I want to keep it open now because there's 3 cards. A little annoying we didn't have like a way to give this double strike. Sick. Opponent couldn't beat the Bomat Courier. 577, 5 and 3 with the deck. I always have fun beating up on tier decks or like high wildcard decks with their kind of budgety decks. The nice thing too is these games go by so quick that you can jump up pretty quick or just get through a lot of games really quick. Opponent goes first. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. So they're probably gonna have the blockers up. We're also like not really pressuring and we can interact. Like these are good, but these are going to be hard to pop if we get our creature killed. These on their own aren't that good. I think we mulligan. Okay, sounds much better. So I'm going to put a spitter back, I think. Actually, yeah, let's put a spitter back. Simic. Opponent might be on combo time. That's a nice draw as well. So I think ideally next turn, depending on what they play, we are going to go... Okay, that might change things. That has changed things. No Sultai? I don't think it's Sultai. We wouldn't be seeing a Temple unless they're like a budget version. You don't see much Sultai in Best of One, usually. It's more of a control deck, so their answers usually are in the sideboard. Alright. You got a counter for me? No. Whole lot of damage. Is this a turn 3 kill? Almost a turn 3 kill. Oh, they're dead to the shotgun upkeep. Should we let them know we have it? I think we do. Goodbye. 486. This is what our deck's really good at. Like that was a Malta 6 and we almost turn 3 killed them. As soon as a deck doesn't play anything in the first few turns, we're really able to pounce on them. We don't win games generally that go to like turn 6, 7, 8. But if we could get under them. Hey, Bro Winston, how's it going? Check out the cardboard live. It'll list it there. And if you're on mobile, there'll be a little widget here. Or if not, if you're on PC, there's a little widget here. If you're on mobile, there's a little Stream Decker icon, and you can click that. We go first. I think we keep this. It's a little awkward. Our second line comes into play tapped, but I think we go Tin Street here. I don't like Soulscar Mage, so it must die. Really wish we could have had an untapped line there. We're running a very low land count in our deck. I think it's 16, 18, 20 lands. Okay, that's fine. So I can Spike Field here. And I think I want to light up the stage. This version very well could be a Chain Whirler version, so I don't want to overcommit the 1/1s. This is a game where we're just not going to draw lines. The mono red mirror is going to probably be favored to the opponent. They have a lot of 2 toughness, which apparently is the biggest thing we've ever seen. Let's just get our creatures out. They probably have a burn spell here, but can't do much. Keep turning things sideways. Stomp. Shock. If they have double shock, it's pretty backbreaking. If we draw land here, it might not be too bad. We get blown out here if they have a burn spell. Yeah. Can't do much there. I'm just going to play out the line at this point. If I get Bomat Courier, it's good. Yep. Mono red. Traditional mono red tends to be our bane. So I could have dealt damage there and then tried to Spike Field Hazard them, but it works in the same regard. Like that, I got 3 points of damage out. They would have done the 3 points to my face. Like that, their deck will present similar pressure to us, just in a slightly more efficient way. And this is really what this Cavalcade deck could evolve into. You get stuff like Soulscar Mage, you get stuff like Chain Whirler if you want to go that route, or you can go a more traditional burn route. Okay, opponent goes first. We have very little interaction, but if we draw a Cavalcade, this hand's pretty gas. Hopefully they're slow. They're 89%, so don't do things. I think Spike Field's been fine. Like, I like the flexibility of having the land later. Oh no. Is the opponent on the same thing as us? I think they are. So I think we might be inclined to just go another Scorch Spitter here to set up. I might trade here. Do we trade? Because they're on the play and they can race us at this point. Okay, we can probably go a turn here. I don't want to go down 2 spells necessarily. Without Cavalcade, it's not as good. Okay, and they drew Cavalcade, so now it's really good. So I'm actually going to block here, just because this could go unblockable. So now I do need to burn. Can I can't kill them. I hate to have to do this. Man, this is really a game of play draw, just who was able to set up first. I still think that's right. We're dead anyways. They could have Infuriate. Am I winning this game blocking? No. Cool, I got to do everything. I wonder what they have. Because if they had an effect, they would have killed it before combat. Because they just took a lot of unnecessary damage. I'm purposely holding this back just so they can... Okay. That's fine. I honestly don't... Do they just have, like, all lands in hand? Ah. Torbrand. So I think we survive on 1 because Thorbrand gives it +2. This attacks, I block. Got him! I think Thorbrand's too greedy for this deck. You want to be really low on curve. Like, yeah, dealing 3 per attack's great, but like that game, they just they had us on the ropes and they couldn't play out their cards because they were so expensive. I also think it was wrong. They shouldn't have let us go to attacks without shocking first, because they ended up taking an extra trigger and then an extra point of damage from the 2 more points of damage from the double strike. Nice overall. Doing pretty well today. What are we at? Seven and 4. Opponent goes first. They're on Kahira, so that's 9 lives. I think we keep. Just gotta go quick. Let's go fast. Cavalcade is great. Puts a lot of triggers on them. Do we play that they don't have the Wrath of God? I probably should have kept one of these, to be honest. I think we do this. Play out for next turn. Because they could Wrath of God us this turn. If not, they're just taking a lot of damage. Okay, what are you getting? 9 lives. So even with 9 lives, we might still be able to kill them. If they just play that out next turn. They might both have Solemnity though. Yeah, they have the full. Can't do much there. I can make them play it out, but we're already 42 cards, they're 49. So we're not going to win that game either. So Solemnity is a problem. Like this combo deck, we're not going to really... We need like a real good draw, but... I don't think we could have gone much faster there. Because overcommitting and they wipe would have been game breaking. I think maybe we have to just play it as though like that's our only out. Because if they just went 9 lives there, we actually win. Because we can deal the 9 lives of damage. Spitter on 1. If we need to, we have Firebrand to kill something. If they go Llanowar Elf, I'll kill it. Yeah. Always against these types of decks, you want to take them off their 1 mana accelerant. I'm actually going to just keep controlling the board here, I think. Let's get this going. It's a little worse because then like Torch Spitter can attack next turn, but they're probably going to give us something that we can't like attack through. Yeah. Druid already starts getting bigger here. So probably what we're going to do is dump our hand next turn. Try to find a thing. Oh, they're on elves. So now I kind of feel... we did do what we needed to do. Take them off the early elves. Still think we do this. We lose one, but this will turn on our double strike. And this lets us draw 2 cards. And then next turn we could get a bunch of triggers with Chandra's Pyreling. They'll probably get chump blockers though, especially if they get like Collected Company. I'm really surprised they didn't try to force us to sack this. I guess I could have popped this to try to get Pillar of Flame to kill Elvish Archdruid. That's probably a mistake on my end. Well, we're just drawing Bomat Couriers. Cavalcade would be great. Especially because, like, now I can't really attack into this board profitably. And we can never block this. Got a... Jeez. Bomats... There's literally 3 Bomat Couriers in a row off the top of our deck. Which is wild. So opponent has like infinite mana. This could be Craterhoof Behemoth. Yep. Can't beat that. That was an extremely weird draw from our side. Needed Cavalcade and we would have won. Instead, Courier, 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 Courier. Best of one has a lot of variants. We did have to use like our creatures as kind of removal early, which kind of threw us for a loop. Calm Blue Ocean again. Hey Kyle, going well. How about yourself? Opponents on Rakdos. We played them already, so let's keep. How's streaming going? This hand's actually pretty good versus Rakdos. Ah, so close in the open. What were you playing? Come on, opponent. Where'd you go? Coco Life Gain? Yeah. That seemed to be a popular choice. Opponent might have disconnected. We know they're on Rakdos Arcanist. We played them earlier today. Kind of want to hold the shock up just to kill a Pyromancer on end step. I don't want them to village rights, which they probably do have. That's fine. Better this than them claiming something else. Our hand's a lot slower than the previous game. Like, we got all the burn in the world. We just need to... I'm like 7-6 with it right now. We lost a couple to 9 lives, which is just a tough matchup. And then a couple to mono red, but we're winning. Like, I got as high as like 500 Mythic. So can't really complain too much. Is it tier 1? Not by any means, but they could put in some work. Probably a removal spell for Courier. So it's a little... They should have let us attack first, just because it would have exiled the card. I mean, if it comes down to it, I have 6 points of burn in hand. I can just start pointing some to their face. Probably gonna fall behind in this one. Our hand was I kept the hand on the impression we would be playing against like turn 1 Stitcher, maybe a young Pyromancer. They've been playing this a bit slower and they stole one of my Scorch Spitters. Still want this. Unfortunately, this is an instant speed, otherwise it'd be great to hit these Croxus. Okay, just village rights. Draw some more cards. Could be seeing Croxa next turn, which is going to be notable issue. Okay. I mean, they still got to kill us. And we're going to throw damage on them. They're going to play the Croxa. I'm going to shock their face. They go Blood Chief's Thirst. They could have another land. Hopefully not. But they drew 4 extra cards this game. Might have been wrong not hitting our thing. They're going to have removal, so we need like some haste threats. I assume anything we play out creature-wise is dead. Okay, that's actually great. Unblockable. They hit us for 9. So we're on a 2-turn clock with Croxa. Yeah, they got the Thirst. Yeah, so I don't... We don't have anything. I guess Courier, attack, pop it, hit a burn spell. It's like all I can do. Pillar of Flame. We're 2 points of damage short. Okay, let's just give it one more shot. If I draw a haste threat, I might be able to sneak it through. I should have been more proactive with just burning their face. Nope. Nope. If I played the burn spell, Croxa deals 9 to me, so it doesn't really help. Ah, that one was a little frustrating. Never drew the creature half. Give it one more. See how this one goes. I think we're 7-7 now. Koro. Playing some of the same names. I think we played Koro earlier. We go first. Keep. All about those one-landers. Alright. Mono red's a tough one. We've played this a couple times now and it's been a bit rough. I'm gonna hold back just because it plays us right into Chain Whirler. Infuriate can also screw up a Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Pretty low value here, but I'm pretty low on creatures as well. This feels awful, but need a Cavalcade. We're also just dead to second Chain Whirler here. Oh my god. I've hardly played any Chain Whirler decks prior to Best of One, like this run, and we've run into like 3 or 4. One more. See if we can recoup, get back a little bit more. Like, our deck is kind of glass cannon-y. Like I said, if they hit you, like your couple drops, or if they're able to present a big enough... A lot of your deck is based on having Cavalcade out. That's where we can kind of go explosive. Rogue the Chateau. Opponent goes first. We have a shock if needed. Okay, well, we're on the Cavalcade plan. Let him be on goblins, maybe we could sneak it out. Okay, so they have Bone Crusher. Annex. So, how do we want to do this? Play that out. Hope for the best. Really wanted to hit a land there. Hit us for 3. Because we're probably dead to cleave. Let's see if they block here. So if I infuriate, that puts me to 6 power. So 10. Probably dead to cleave anyways. Almost. Okay, so if we don't die, they're dead. 6, 12, 16. I count 16 with cleave damage. But then they're dead on the backswing. Okay, Steamkin's fine. Soulscar's fine. Mezerin, thank you for the follow. Skurg Prospector is weird, but sure. Let him know we have it. Alright, enough.